And good afternoon. I'm Eric Tallman here in the News Center. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we're going to be talking a lot about severe weather. We're going to be showing a lot of videos. Actually, we're going to go back to 2009, and then we're going to find some other videos. We're trying to get you prepared for a very active severe weather month, and we're going to be talking a lot about severe storms, and we'll be showing you a lot of videos. So at this current time, we're going to go ahead and show you the severe weather event that we had April the 25th, 2009. This is actually an event that happened in southeast Michigan. I hope I read that right. April the 25th, 2009. Listen to this, everybody, and enjoy it, and we'll have another video after this.
This is a severe weather alert from the Doppler 7 Weather Center.
Hey, good afternoon. This is Doppler 7 meteorologist Sean Ash. I want to hop in here to give you an update on a severe thunderstorm warning. New warnings that have been issued for Lenawee, Washtenaw, and Livingston counties until a little bit after 2 o'clock here. We're going to start with Doppler 7 Viper. I will tell you the main threat with these storms will be some locally damaging wind gusts. We have reports out of central Michigan of gusts over 61 miles per hour. This line right now stretching from Brooklyn, just west of Manchester, heading into Chelsea, and eventually going to work into the Ann Arbor area before 2 p.m. This is moving very, very fast at about 55 miles per hour toward the northeast. That means, though it's not storming when you're right now in Brighton and Howell, it will be before the top of the hour and all the way up toward Fowlerville moving in here. You can see we've got some lightning strikes as well in Doppler 7 Viper. So heavy rain and very, very dangerous lightning will be very likely embedded within these line of thunderstorms. Will be the potential for at least some pockets of locally damaging wind gusts, again, that may go over 55, 60 miles per hour here, and there's a small threat for hail. Now, let's switch over and we'll show you what's happening here. This is the warning. Though it is for you folks in Lenawee, it's for the northern section of Lenawee County, but it looks like from Ann Arbor and Howell probably will catch the brunt of this. Moving toward the northeast, as I mentioned, east-northeast, so that means Novi, down the road, Pontiac, Waterford. Be on the lookout if you have friends that are out baseball, softball games on the golf course. Give them a heads up. This is moving in. Going to be a lot of lightning. You'll probably see it in the distance here. And basically just north of Detroit, all the way through the thumb, that is a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 o'clock here, but it looks like this cluster of thunderstorms will probably be in Ontario by about 5 p.m. It's wasting no time. It's going to slice through the viewing area. It's not going to shock me if we get some pockets of downed trees with this. In fact, we've had some reports of that, again, across central sections of Michigan. And we're not going to be out of the woods as we go through the evening. We'll have to kind of keep an eye out what's going to happen back to the west of us here. So we are kind of paying the price for the heat up for today. So, again, be on the lookout. We'll keep you posted here. We'll run some crawls on the bottom of the screen. And, of course, weather around the clock at WXYZ.com. But, again, severe thunderstorm warnings for Lenawee, northern Lenawee at least, Livingston, as well as Washtenaw counties until 15 minutes after 2 p.m. I do expect additional thunderstorm warnings, and we will let you know as soon as we get those.
Live, this is a severe weather alert from the Doppler 7 Weather Center.
Sean Ash back here live with an update on the severe weather that's moving through parts of the metro area. We'll dive right in. We'll show you who's getting the storms and where they're moving here, and I will tell you they're racing northeast at about 55, 60 miles per hour. Right now, over Ann Arbor as expected. You can see hitting Novi, Waterford. We have severe thunderstorm warnings for the eastern half of Washtenaw County, as well as Oakland and Wayne County, especially the central and northern part of Wayne County until 2:30 here. Let's just dive in on radar, and we'll show you again from Ann Arbor. You're on the southern edge of this right now, but you go just to the north up toward, say, Novi, Whitmore Lake, east of. The roughest part's over, but right now heading toward Farmington Hills and Waterford, and eventually into Pontiac here. This is probably the most dangerous part of the storm cluster that's moving through southeast Michigan as we speak. And speaking of move, it's on the move. Let's show you Doppler 7 Viper right now as we put everything into motion here. You can see the storm beginning to kind of bow out over Oakland County. So that's where we're probably going to have the highest threat for wind damage here over the next, say, 30 minutes. In fact, we're probably getting some trees knocked down right now as we speak. You see that little donut hole in the middle? That's the radar site out at White Lake here. Let's kind of dive in. We're going to put a couple of tracks on parts of this line. Now, again, it's moving northeast at a pretty good clip, so it's going to hold together. We think Lake Orion, Pontiac, the Troy area. You folks watching in Ferndale, over toward Warren, Mount Clemens, Macomb, heading toward you, likewise in K-Pac here. And, it's going to be moving pretty fast, so it's going to be arriving pretty soon. In fact, let's go ahead and just put a couple of tracks. And this is this part of the storm. Again, moving east-northeast now at about 60 miles per hour. So Wixom, Walled Lake, you're in line for this, as well as Union Lake here very, very soon. And eventually this will be a memory here, probably by the time 4 o'clock rolls around. Not to mention, we got the damaging wind threat. There's very, very dangerous lightning. So if you're watching us now and you know you've got some friends or some loved ones that are outside, they don't have access to this information, go ahead and give them a call and let them know that it's on the way here. We have the thunderstorm watch that goes until 4 p.m. And we just been issued some new thunderstorm warnings, so bear with me here. This is Lapeer and Macomb County. Makes sense. Again, that's where we were saying the storms were heading. Those warnings will go until 3 o'clock, so Doppler 7 Viper will update here momentarily, but if you're just tuning in, and we've been telling you the storms are moving in this direction, so it makes sense, and there you go. The warnings are now popping up, so right in line here. So if you're watching Mount Clemens, Rochester Hills, Lapeer, K-Pac, and you folks in Port Huron, at some point, you're going to be put under a warning as well. And when that does happen, we'll certainly pop in and give you the update. We're going to run the crawls on the bottom of the screen for you. I'm just kind of putting in our high-resolution radar here. The storm right now over the White Lake area, moving toward the northeast, moving toward Lake Orion, Ortonville, Lapeer, you're in line. And as we work down this line here, Southfield here at Broadcast House, we're going to get hit as well, and Troy. But right now, I'm thinking more than likely, the highest threat for damaging wind is probably going to be right through here and up through Lapeer. That's going to be on the apex of this bow shape here. So basically, if you're watching in this little circle area, you may want to certainly get away from the windows because we may get some trees knocked down here very, very soon. So again, severe thunderstorm warning for Wayne County as well as Oakland. That goes until 2:30 technically. And now we've had the new warnings for Macomb and Lapeer until the top of the hour. Tell you what, we'll take a little break. We'll be back at 2:30 to give you an update, and of course, weather around the clock, including interactive radar at WXYZ.com.
Live, this is a severe weather alert from the Doppler 7 Weather Center.
This is meteorologist Sean Ash. I want to hop in real quick. We'll get you to the race out of Talladega here, but we do have some very dangerous thunderstorms moving north of Detroit right now, at least the city of Detroit here, but we still have thunderstorm warnings for Macomb, eastern Lapeer, and St. Clair counties. We've had numerous reports of 65 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts here, and that's what's ongoing right now. If you're watching us, Mount Clemens, up through Macomb and through K-Pac and heading toward Port Huron here, expect 65 to 70 mile per hour winds here, certainly enough to knock down trees here. We've had numerous reports that all over Oakland County, a lot of Livingston as well here. I'm showing you wind speeds measured by the radar here, well over 58 miles per hour here along I-69. That's racing toward the northeast. So again, if you're watching us in those areas here, that's why we're kind of hopping in just to give you the updates on the severe thunderstorm warnings that will continue up to the top of the hour here. So just another recap of what's going on. Severe thunderstorm warning for St. Clair, Macomb counties up to the top of the hour. This will be our last break-in because we're fully expecting everything to calm down after this, at least for a few hours here. And then we have to keep an eye out on what's happening back over Lake Michigan here. So for the time being, if you want further updates, check us out online at WXYZ.com. Right now, we'll get you to Aaron's 312 at Talladega. Enjoy the race.
and thank you so much for joining us for that very important video. And that was from April the 25th, 2009. That is all about severe weather, and that is exactly what we're talking about. And before we actually go into our videos, we also wanted to share with you, and it's actually a good reason for this, and it's actually a good point of view that we're actually going a couple of years back, or maybe a year back, or 2 years, or whatever. This actually will give you some type of an indication of what severe thunderstorms can do, and what kind of severe weather and what kind of activity that Southeast Michigan can see. So I think throughout the day today we're going to have videos just to get you kind of an idea of what we may be anticipating. We don't really have any indications right now when severe weather is going to be starting up in the Midwest, but we'll keep you posted on that. We don't have to worry about that at the moment. So we still have more. We have our second half of our extended coverage. Just a little peek of some videos that we wanted to show you, and we'll have more coming up in the second round of our show. But even though that you're seeing this on live right now, that does not necessarily mean that there is severe weather. This is just actually a good idea of what we might be anticipating for this year. And once we get closer into the action where severe thunderstorms and tornadoes and hail, etc., are to be expected in Southeast Michigan, you know that you can count on us for those conditions. And with that, we'll go ahead and go to our computer models right now, and we'll show you what's going on right now. They just popped it up. Thank you very much for the people that just popped this up in the back. Thank you. We wanted to show the viewers exactly an idea of how we deal with this. So we'll go ahead and tell you what's going on right now, and we'll kind of explain more about the radars and a whole bunch of stuff, and it's going to be kind of interesting throughout the day. So anyway, this is what we have going on right now. There is not really a lot of precipitation going on in the Midwest, but this is actually just to give you an override of what is yet to come, and I'll have much more coming up in just a little bit. When you hear that beeping sound, that's also what we're going to be talking about as well. So when I come right back, we're going to talk about that and much more. So stay with us. I've got more coming up.